Alrighty, y'all. Welcome to Ellis Mowers. I'm checking in with y'all late here on a Thursday night. Already showered, ready for bed. Been out kind of late for me. Late for me is like 8 o'clock p.m. Because of the hours that I work. But it's just always kind of nice to be out here in the night. The road I live on isn't terribly busy. It's a main road, but after about 7 o'clock, it gets pretty quiet. You only get a few cars here and there. Living near the city. I wanted to give you a couple of quick updates. We're getting dangerously close to 1,500 subscribers on the channel. I appreciate all of y'all that continue to watch, the loyal followers, the ones who comment. I do my best to answer all comments that I get if they are sensible, if you know what I mean. It's just nice to have that nice little mower community. I wish I could get on some more of the lives like Mixed Mowers and Pate's Performance, Ken's Small Engines. I just simply do not have the time to do that, unfortunately. I just basically, if I'm not working on the house, I'm working on mowers. And if I'm not doing either of those two things, I'm basically sleeping or at work, one of the four. Jason Pate, I don't know how you do it, man. Doing this 40-hour work week and then 40-plus hour work week and then coming home and turning around as many mowers as you do. I cannot keep up. But to the joy of many of y'all, I have incorporated a tripod into my filming, which will be slowly rolling out over the course of time. So let me put y'all on the tripod. There's one of these cheap tripods. I got it years ago. And I just have a little selfie stick with a pole. I don't know if I can take y'all off of the GoPro mount real quick. Maybe I can show you, but here, the GoPro only now. So I had this little selfie stick I found for about $5. Let me get it off of the tripod. Had a little like mesh and stuff around it. I took the mesh off, and it had a little yellow bottom. It's supposed to be waterproof. You're supposed to keep your belongings in there, and you can take it underwater and stuff like that. And it just actually fits right onto this little mount for my tripod. I wanted to keep my tripod head because I have like a video camcorder, not a camcorder, but you know, like a digital, I guess you call it a digital camcorder, that I wanted to keep that available for. I didn't want to permanently modify the GoPro to it. So that's kind of the solution that I came up with for that. So hopefully y'all start seeing more steady shots. I will be walking and talking with the tripod as well. I'm not really wanting to show my face a ton, just kind of when I'm working on stuff. I want hopefully the quality of my work to show more than the personality and all that. So hopefully I provide some good entertainment as well, but I don't want to be all a show about me. I just want to be, nice little channel you enjoy as a kind of little getaway for lawnmowers and stuff like that. So I know a lot of y'all love working on this. One more last announcement and then I'll get into my current updates. Got a couple of what I'm going to call Friday night how-tos or Friday night specials, if you want to call them that. I'm in really good shape on videos. I've got stuff scheduled out basically until the fall now, so you're going to see me working on stuff, fixing stuff, getting stuff running, and sending it on down the line for months and months to come. I got so much content, I didn't want to bombard everybody with a ton of content, because I know a lot of us guys on the mower channels are pretty busy with everything that we're doing. So you're going to catch me Wednesdays and Sundays at 8 p.m. right here on the channel with stuff that I am fixing. Gosh, I'd be pushing out like 3 or 4 videos a day sometimes with everything that's going on right now. I've been able to get into the garage a lot. So like I said, I've just been scheduling them out. I give you the real-time updates, letting you know what I'm working on. And then you'll actually, it's a nice big preview to see the actual fixes that I do on them later on in the channel. So back to the Friday night how-tos. I wanted to add those into the mix because I am in good shape on videos, and I wanted to have like good, what I don't have a lot of is good standalone videos about how to fix small things on riding mowers in particular, and maybe even push mowers. I might be doing some of those depending on whatever I come up with. The one that's coming up tomorrow night, it will also be at 8 o'clock. We're going to diagnose and replace a starter solenoid on a Craftsman. It's not this Craftsman, but it's one very similar to it. You'll see it in just a second when I open up the lean-to. I go through the process of checking to make sure that your battery is good, making sure that 12 volts is getting, or the proper voltage is getting to the starter solenoid, and then on top of that, seeing if that starter solenoid is transferring the voltage to the starter. And long story short, if you have a good battery and you just hear one strong click from the solenoid, it probably means the solenoid is bad and you should replace it. There's your Cliff Notes version. I'll do a more detailed version with the voltmeter and all that tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. Just figured that having a good standalone videos like that would be good for anybody and everybody watching. They get a lot of views, and I get right down to the point instead of having a mishmash of I did 5 things to a riding lawnmower. Try and find it in my video, you know. So let me get to the updates. You're looking at you've seen this mower before. It has come back. I wouldn't say that it is necessarily a return. I would say that I swapped the guy out for another one. So another one that should be easier to use and more reliable for him. I got to remember sometimes that these mowers are not easy to many people, quite honestly, to operate and run. To me, it's second nature, obviously, because I've got goodness knows how many back there. But this one's the opposed twin Briggs Craftsman LT1000. I sold to a guy that I used to go to church to, or we used to go to the same church. We changed churches last year, but I won't get into that. This is the one that I had to put the hood bracket on, if you remember. Video on that should be coming sometime in June or July. But put the hood bracket on. This thing ended up turning out to be nice. It's the one that had the 19.5 horsepower twin that apparently was repowered at one time. What's happening with this is I am fairly sure that I have either a bad ignition coil, bad spark plug, something is bad with the ignition system. This thing will start and run great on when it's cold. After it warms up and you're cutting for about 15 minutes or so, the thing starts cutting out, bogs down, eventually shuts off, and you don't get any spark anymore. I put another ignition coil on it, and I thought I had fixed the issue, as well as I basically did an entire cleaning of the carburetor, like from head to toe on it, after the original issues it was having. He got it cut once. The yard cut once fine, and then it cut off on him. He couldn't get it started, ran the battery out. So, I believe y'all saw the Troy built last week. I had a great turnaround on that. I had every part that I needed here except for the blades, which I went ahead and bought at Lowe's, because the 46-inch blades were really no cheaper online than they were at Lowe's. It was less than $10, and it's the difference in me holding on to a mower for an additional week and getting it out the door. I decided to get it out the door, spend the extra $10. So I got a little bit of extra money because that was a nicer mower, a bigger mower, and got this one back. So hopefully you shouldn't have any trouble with that. It had the Kohler Courage on it. I pretty much sealed all the sump bolts with Loctite, the mounting bolts with Loctite, and the valve cover bolt, or the valve cover, I sealed back up. I mean, I didn't seal that with Loctite because you need to get that off every once in a while. Had to fix the deck, put a deck cable on it, put a throttle cable on it, a couple other little things. Really, and truthfully, that was a 2-day turnaround on that mower, which is awesome. Let it sit for a couple days just to make sure that it wasn't leaking at the carburetor because I was having carb issues. That's why this one's back. I'm going to put an ignition coil on it. The ignition coil is sitting right here. That's my first order of business. I got the battery charging on the battery charger in the back there. The part for the Murray riding mower, this red Murray rear engine riding mower, came today. It ended up needing a transaxle pulley. So I've got the transaxle pulley. Oh, that was pretty nifty. I got the transaxle pulley for it. This is going to be a little bit of a bear to put back together, but it shouldn't be terribly bad. What have I gotten rid of this week? I got rid of my Karcher pressure washer that I haven't used since I fixed it about 3 months ago. Got it out this morning. If it wasn't dark, I'd show you the job that I did on my sidewalk. But I wanted to get this video out and not conflict with any other videos that I had. Sold the Yardman self-propelled push mower. Now I sold a blower that I got from my grandpa that he went all electric, and he gave me a blower. I just had to put gas in it. Sell it. Poland Pro, basically brand new. The Murray is done apart from a carburetor. The current one is leaking at the needle and seat, unfortunately, but everything else is awesome on it. Runs good, cuts good, doesn't look the most cosmetically beautiful. However, it will get the job done. It's not leaking any oil or anything like that after I sealed the valve cover, and so we're good on that end. This Craftsman, on the other hand, I just got in today. There's another Craftsman I'm about to show you in the lean-to. This is the opposed twin Craftsman I've had for a good little while. I've finally gotten around to working on it. And so far, what I did today, didn't really take me too long to do. Put a battery in it. Had to put a new positive cable on it because the positive cable that was on it was horrible. I put an ignition coil in it. I can probably show you. So that's one of my 2 new ignition coils that I put in. I got to fix this cover because it's all jacked. It's got new plugs in it already. I got to put a fuel pump in it. And I probably have to put some gas line on it, which I'm not terribly looking forward to doing. Hopefully I can save the line from the tank up to here, up to about right there, and not have to do the whole tank, because this thing is slam full of gas. It's got every bit of 2 gallons in it, and I really don't want to have to drain all that gas out in order to do that. I put some tires on it for the time being. These are probably the tires. This is just, honestly, this is just a mower I'm trying to get out. It's not going to look cosmetically beautiful, as you can tell. I've got a deck for it that is sitting outside. Y'all can't really see it, unfortunately, with it being dark. But it's turning over. And I can show you that it turns over if I have the parking brake down on it. Let me set y'all down for a second. Key switch is about shot on it. It's got a brand new starter on it, so that's good. Take the brake off. Yeah, so that's good as well. Been a pretty quiet week otherwise, just getting a lot of stuff done. Really want to get that snapper working on pretty soon. Just waiting for parts. I'm kind of at that point where I'm just waiting for some parts to come in, and I'm going to get a lot of stuff out. The John Deere 165 I still have not touched. Unfortunately, I would like to get to that one pretty soon. It's got some sort of issue with the battery and not getting to the switch. I don't know if I've got a bad switch or something like that. Y'all can't really see it out here, but my mower stash is starting to get a little thinner, thankfully, since I've pulled a couple in. Got to get those off the trailer. My dad is going to be using them at some point in the using the trailer at some point in the near future, and so I've got to get that going for him. Pardon the darkness. I'm going to talk y'all through the darkness here as I open my shed up. I'm amassing a good amount of batteries too. Which is good for cores. I've got probably a good 8 batteries that I can use for cores right now, 8 to 10. Let me get the switch on. I'm sorry it's so dark here. There we go. All right, so this is a Coleman pressure washer. It's a 1500 PSI pressure washer. I got it fixed yesterday, and it runs good. It's honestly the reason why I sold the Karcher pressure washer, because that Karcher one's a 2500 PSI horizontal shaft, 6.5 horse Briggs. I did not need a pressure washer that big. This pressure washer is perfect for just me hooking it up, washing some lawnmowers, and making them look a little bit cleaner than putting it on the hose or just doing the hose and selling them. I wish that y'all could see this a little bit better, but this is the Craftsman that I fixed basically in the course of a day and a half yesterday, and then earlier today. It was one that was sitting out there in the wood, or not in the woods, but in the backyard. Pulled it out, all the tires are flat. This is the one I showed. This is the one that you will see with a starter solenoid. The starter solenoid video on tomorrow night. It runs, cranks, runs, cuts now. Had to put 2 new deck spindles on it because one of them was broken and the other one had like broken bolts on it, so I couldn't really save either one of them. Plus they're old, the original ones. Leveled the deck. This one's just waiting on a carburetor now. I found a seat cover and a seat that'll work on it. Super clean, tubes in all the tires. This is going to be a nice mower for somebody. So that's kind of, well, let's see. These are some of the junk push mowers I still need to get to. A couple of mower frames I need to put under the house. This Lawn Boy I got from a coworker. I traded him for a Troy-built self-propel push mower. For that, the tiller is something I got from my grandpa. That is a keeper. It runs good, and yeah, I think that's about it. So there's a potential, if I can get my rear end in gear and the parts come in time, this one will be gone within probably the beginning of the week. That Murray will be gone beginning of the week. The black Murray and hopefully the red Murray, as long as the transaxle's good on it. And so, you know, I kind of finally feel like I got an upper hand on everything that I got going on around here. Oh yeah, I sold a couple of other push mowers, or I sold that Hyper Tough push mower that I was able to save a little bit of it was basically a Franken mower. I had a free push mower that the frame was shot on, put the engine, well, that's the engine off of it, but I was able to save the gas tank off of that engine, put on another engine to put on that frame, and made a good mower out of it. So we're getting into almost 18 minutes here, so that's the update. Just a reminder, I'm going to be having a couple of extra videos for y'all on Friday nights, in addition to my weekly updates, in addition to my Wednesday and Sunday ones. The Friday ones should be pretty quick. They shouldn't take too much time, time of day, so to speak. So yeah, so this Craftsman hopefully will be gone beginning of the week. This hopefully will be gone. This hopefully will be gone. And this, I don't know, we might get this one gone next week too. So we're going to be cleaning out a lot of things here, hopefully. If I get trades in, then, you know, that's, or more mowers in, you never know what I get. So anyways, keep following me on Instagram and Facebook. We're almost at 1,500 subscribers. I'm at Ellis Mowers 09 on Instagram and Facebook, right here at Ellis Mowers on YouTube. Thank y'all again for watching. I appreciate y'all listening to my update. I'll catch y'all on my real-time update next week. But in the meantime, enjoy my starter solenoid video on Friday night, and enjoy part 2 and part 3 of my Weed Eater 42-inch riding mower that's coming up on Sunday and Wednesday, respectively. I'll catch y'all on those videos. Thank y'all for watching.